When we talk about becoming more attractive, it's tempting to immediately think about looks, style, or charm. But the foundation beneath all of that, the true core of attraction, is something far more profound: confidence. Not just a fleeting feeling, but a way of being that shapes how you engage with the world, how you present yourself, and how others perceive you. Confidence is often misunderstood as arrogance or bravado, but real confidence is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted in self-awareness. It's the internal conviction that you are enough right now without needing to prove or perform. This kind of confidence is magnetic because it signals emotional security. People are drawn to those who seem comfortable in their own skin, who project a sense of calm competence without the need for constant validation. Psychologically, confidence communicates safety. From an evolutionary perspective, humans are wired to respond to signals of strength and stability because they suggest reliability and trustworthiness, qualities essential for cooperation and connection. When you stand tall and meet others' eyes, you are unconsciously telling them that you are present, engaged, and open. This openness invites others to connect with you on a deeper level. But confidence isn't something that magically appears overnight. It's a habit, a practice, and a mindset you cultivate daily. One of the most powerful ways to build this is through your body language. The way you carry yourself, your posture, gestures, facial expressions speaks volumes before you even say a word. This nonverbal communication accounts for a significant portion of what people perceive about you. Consider posture. Slouching can signal low energy, insecurity, or disengagement, whereas standing upright with your shoulders relaxed but back suggests strength and readiness. This isn't just about looking good, it's about aligning your body with your internal state. The ancient philosopher Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of living in harmony with yourself. When your body mirrors confidence, it feeds back into your mind, reinforcing your self-assurance. This is the essence of embodied cognition, the idea that our physical state influences our mental state as much as the other way around. Eye contact is another cornerstone of confident body language. It's a simple but profound tool that establishes connection and trust. When you look someone in the eye, you communicate honesty, interest, and respect. Yet many people shy away from this, mistaking prolonged eye contact for confrontation or discomfort. Instead, learning to hold steady, calm eye contact without staring aggressively creates an invisible bridge between you and the other person, drawing them in. This small act can transform how attractive you appear, as it signals you value the interaction and are fully present. Smiling genuinely is equally essential. A smile, rooted in authentic emotion rather than forced politeness, releases endorphins and oxytocin, the chemicals of bonding and happiness, not just in you, but in the person who receives it. Smiling is contagious and disarming. It lowers defenses and invites warmth. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "Invisible threads are the strongest ties." A genuine smile is one of those threads, silently weaving connection and goodwill. Yet building this confident presence doesn't mean suppressing vulnerability or pretending to be someone you're not. In fact, true confidence embraces vulnerability. It acknowledges imperfections and the reality of uncertainty without retreating into self-doubt. Brené Brown, a modern expert on courage and vulnerability, teaches that vulnerability is the birthplace of connection and authenticity. When your confidence is grounded in honesty, it becomes not a mask but a beacon that invites others to see and appreciate your real self. So, how do you develop this? Start by practicing awareness. Notice how you hold yourself throughout the day, in meetings, conversations, or even alone. Are you slumped, avoiding eye contact, or frowning? Then gently correct your posture, lift your gaze, and soften your expression. Over time, these small adjustments become second nature, rewiring your brain's patterns and signaling to yourself and others that you are present and capable. Pair this with mental reframing. Instead of telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," try, "I am learning and I am growing." Confidence isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Every time you engage with others from a place of openness and presence, you strengthen this habit. Remember, attractiveness is a holistic experience. It's not something you apply like a filter, but something you embody. Confidence, expressed through body language, is the invisible current beneath it all. It shapes how others perceive you, and more importantly, how you perceive yourself. As you leave this room today, I want you to carry this with you. The power to be more attractive isn't hidden in some secret technique or external approval. It's in the simple, daily act of showing up fully, standing tall, meeting the world with open eyes, and smiling from a place of genuine self-respect. That is the quiet revolution of confidence. It doesn't shout, it draws. And when you draw from that well, you become truly, irresistibly attractive. Attraction is often thought of as a superficial game, how you look, how you speak, or the image you project. But at its core, attraction is deeply relational. It's about connection. And connection is forged not by speaking louder or showing off, but by the quieter, more profound habit of genuine kindness paired with active listening. Kindness in its truest form is not about grand gestures or performing for recognition. It's an authentic, intentional way of engaging with others, a simple act that reflects a generous heart and an openness to the humanity around us. Philosophers and psychologists alike have long recognized kindness as a fundamental virtue. Aristotle described it as part of a flourishing life, a necessary expression of our social nature, and modern research confirms what we intuitively know. Kindness creates emotional resonance, trust, and warmth, all essential ingredients in attraction. But kindness is only half the story. The other half is active listening. Listening is deceptively simple, yet it is one of the most neglected arts in human interaction. We live in an age of constant noise, distractions, and interruptions. Our brains are wired for rapid processing and quick responses, often racing ahead to formulate what we want to say next instead of truly hearing what's being said. This mental habit erodes genuine connection and leaves conversations shallow and transactional. Active listening requires a deliberate shift. It asks us to slow down, to be present, and to give our full attention, not just to the words, but to the emotions, intentions, and silences between them. When you listen actively, you send a powerful message. You matter. Your thoughts and feelings are important to me. This validation is profoundly attractive because it fulfills a basic human need to be seen and understood. Psychologically, being listened to activates the brain's reward centers. It releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, fostering feelings of safety and closeness. When someone truly listens to us, we feel valued, cared for, and connected. And this feeling of being valued is magnetic. It draws people toward us naturally. Kindness and listening also function as mirrors reflecting empathy. Empathy is the capacity to feel and understand another person's experience without judgment or haste. It's a subtle but powerful skill that transforms relationships. Empathy disarms defensiveness and builds trust because it says, I am here with you, not against you. When kindness and active listening combine with empathy, they create a relational alchemy that enhances your attractiveness in ways that superficial charm never can. But how do you cultivate this? It begins with a mindset, choosing to see others as whole, complex beings rather than mere backdrops to your own story. When you approach people with genuine curiosity rather than evaluation or agenda, you open a door to deeper connection. In practical terms, active listening means setting aside distractions, making eye contact, and responding not with rehearsed phrases, but with sincere engagement. It means asking thoughtful questions, paraphrasing what you hear to show understanding, and allowing for silence without rushing to fill it. It means resisting the urge to interrupt or to turn the conversation back to yourself. Kindness, too, manifests in small but meaningful ways: a word of encouragement, a thoughtful gesture, or simply respecting someone's feelings. It doesn't require grandiosity. Consistency is what matters. The habit of kindness accumulates like drops of water, gradually shaping your presence into one that people find warm, inviting, and trustworthy. The philosopher Emmanuel Levinas once argued that the ethical relation with the other is the foundation of all meaning. In simpler terms, how we treat others defines who we are. When you practice kindness and listen actively, you are not just making yourself more attractive, you are engaging in an ethical act that affirms your humanity and theirs. This approach to attraction transcends superficiality because it roots itself in authenticity and respect. People are drawn not to perfection but to presence, to those who show up fully and care genuinely. The beauty of kindness and listening is that they transform every interaction into an opportunity for connection and growth. As you integrate this habit into your life, notice the subtle but profound shift it brings. Relationships deepen, conversations become richer, and you find yourself surrounded by people who feel safe and seen in your presence. This is the essence of true attractiveness, not a mask to wear but a quality to embody. So, as we reflect on what makes us truly attractive, let this be your guide. The power of kindness and active listening is not about changing others or impressing them. It's about honoring their existence, their voice, and their experience. When you do this, you create a space where attraction flows naturally and effortlessly. In the end, the question is simple but profound. How often do we truly listen? Not just hear, but listen with kindness and openness. The answer to that question holds the key to not only becoming more attractive, but also more human. When we think about attractiveness, we often underestimate the subtle yet profound impact of the way we care for our bodies and how we present ourselves. Maintaining good hygiene and dressing with intention isn't about vanity or superficial concern. It's about respect, respect for yourself and for those you encounter. This respect signals something deep and undeniable, that you value your own life and take seriously the way you participate in the world. Philosophically, this is rooted in the ancient idea of arete, excellence or virtue, which is about fulfilling your potential in every aspect, including your physical presence. It's not simply about looking good, it's about embodying a form of excellence that honors your body as the vessel through which you engage with existence. Good hygiene is the first and most basic form of this respect. It is the quiet foundation upon which all other impressions are built. There is an undeniable psychological effect when someone takes care of themselves in this way. It signals discipline, attentiveness, and a degree of self-care that is inherently attractive. Consider what hygiene really conveys. It is a message that you are attuned to your own needs and capable of maintaining your well-being. This perception taps into deep evolutionary wiring, where cleanliness is associated with health, vitality, and the absence of disease, all qualities that signal reproductive fitness and social reliability. Moreover, good hygiene contributes to how you feel internally. There is a psychological feedback loop between caring for your body and feeling confident in your skin. When you know you are clean and well-groomed, your mind aligns with that state, making you more at ease and more open in social interactions. This internal ease radiates outward, enhancing your presence without any conscious effort. Closely tied to hygiene is the act of dressing with care. Clothes are not just fabric, they are a form of nonverbal communication. They tell a story about who you are, what you value, and how you wish to engage with others. When you dress thoughtfully, you are crafting a visual narrative that invites curiosity, respect, and connection. This is not to suggest that you need expensive brands or to follow fleeting fashion trends. Authenticity is key. Dressing with care means selecting garments that fit well, suit your personality, and respect the context you are in. It's about coherence between your inner self and your outer expression. This coherence creates harmony, which is naturally appealing to the human eye and psyche. Psychologically, clothing affects not only how others perceive you, but how you perceive yourself, a phenomenon known as unclothed cognition. Studies show that what we wear can influence our confidence, cognitive functioning, and social behavior. A well-chosen outfit can elevate your mood and sharpen your mindset, making you more assertive and engaged. When your external appearance aligns with your internal goals, it forms a kind of armor, not one that hides, but one that empowers. The philosopher Simone de Beauvoir once observed that clothes are a form of expression that can both liberate and constrain. The key is to wield this tool consciously, not as a means of conformity, but as an extension of your individuality. When you dress with care, you reclaim agency over your self-presentation, which is deeply attractive because it conveys intentionality. Beyond the individual, this habit also signals respect for others. When you present yourself cleanly and thoughtfully, you acknowledge the social contract that we all participate in. You honor the shared space where interactions unfold, signaling that you take the encounter seriously. This respect fosters goodwill and invites reciprocal respect, setting a positive tone for relationships. Of course, maintaining hygiene and dressing with care require consistency. It's not about occasional effort, but daily habits. These habits create a rhythm of self-respect and attentiveness that shapes how you move through the world. Over time, this rhythm becomes part of your identity, an invisible yet powerful force that enhances your attractiveness. It's important to recognize that this is not about perfection or judgment. It's about care and presence. Even the simplest acts, brushing your teeth, grooming your hair, wearing clothes that fit, accumulate to create an aura of reliability and vitality. This aura is attractive not because it dazzles, but because it reassures. It says, I am here, I am capable, and I honor myself in you. So, as you reflect on what makes you attractive, consider this: the daily rituals of hygiene and mindful dressing are not trivial chores. They are profound acts of self-expression and respect. They connect the internal world of self-worth with the external world of social interaction. They remind us that attraction begins not in the eyes of others, but in the deliberate care we extend to ourselves. In the end, the question is simple: how do you honor your body and your presence each day? The answer to that question will quietly but powerfully shape how attractive you are, not just to others, but to yourself. Attractiveness is often reduced to static qualities: your looks, your style, your demeanor. But the truth is, what draws people most powerfully isn't fixed at all. It's dynamic. It's the way you engage with the world, your curiosity, your passion, your willingness to grow. Developing a growth mindset and a passion for life transforms you into someone magnetic, not because you are perfect, but because you are vibrant, alive, and unfolding. The psychologist Carol Dweck popularized the idea of the growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. This idea goes far beyond self-help jargon. It's a philosophical commitment to embracing challenges, setbacks, and uncertainties as opportunities rather than threats. When you adopt a growth mindset, you signal to yourself and others that you are resilient, adaptable, and open to becoming better. This openness is deeply attractive. Why? Because life is inherently unpredictable and complex. No one wants to be around someone rigid, defensive, or closed off. But someone who embraces change and seeks growth invites collaboration, inspiration, and connection. They exude a vitality that draws others in because it reflects a fundamental truth of existence, that growth is the essence of life itself. Philosophers have long noted that human flourishing is tied to the pursuit of excellence and continual development. Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or well-being, is not a static state but an ongoing activity, the realization of potential through virtuous action and engagement. When you bring this spirit to your daily life, you become more than attractive, you become compelling. Passion is the emotional fuel that powers this growth. It's what ignites enthusiasm and makes your presence memorable. When you talk about what excites you, your eyes light up, your energy shifts, and people feel that spark. Passion isn't about having the perfect hobby or an Instagram-worthy lifestyle. It's about finding what stirs your soul, even in small ways, and allowing that to animate your interactions. There's a neurological basis for this magnetism as well. Passionate engagement activates the brain's reward circuits, releasing dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to motivation and pleasure. When you are genuinely excited about something, you radiate positive energy that others pick up on almost unconsciously. This energy is contagious, creating a feedback loop of attraction. But developing a growth mindset and passion isn't always easy. It requires a willingness to be vulnerable, to risk failure, and to push beyond comfort zones. This is where many stumble because vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness. Yet, as Brené Brown's research beautifully shows, vulnerability is the birthplace of courage and authenticity. When you allow yourself to be seen as a learner, someone who doesn't have all the answers but is eager to explore, you become more relatable and trustworthy. Moreover, this mindset encourages humility, which paradoxically increases attraction. People are drawn to those who balance confidence with humility, the ability to acknowledge limitations and invite others into a shared journey of growth. This humility opens space for deeper connections because it dispels pretense and fosters genuine engagement. In practical terms, cultivating this habit means consciously seeking opportunities to learn and expand your horizons. It might be reading a new book, picking up a creative hobby, or engaging in conversations that challenge your worldview. It means reflecting on setbacks, not as failures, but as lessons. It also means paying attention to what excites you and making space for those passions regularly. Philosopher Søren Kierkegaard wrote that life can only be understood backwards, but must be lived forwards. This insight captures the essence of growth. We often don't see the value of our experiences until we reflect on them, but we must choose to move forward with curiosity and openness. This active engagement with life is inherently attractive because it signals that you are not passive but an active participant in your own story. There is also a social dimension here. People want to be part of a story that is alive and evolving. When you embody growth and passion, you invite others into a narrative of possibility, hope, and transformation. You become a catalyst for their own growth, creating bonds that are rich and meaningful. As you think about what it means to be attractive, consider this: static qualities fade, but the spark of growth and passion endures. This spark illuminates your presence and invites others to join you in something bigger than yourself. It says, "I am here, alive, and ready to grow." And that invitation is profoundly compelling. So as you move forward, ask yourself, how am I embracing growth today? What passions am I nurturing? How am I inviting others to grow with me? The answers to these questions will not only shape how attractive you are, but how deeply you live. Attractiveness isn't just about the surface, it's profoundly shaped by the health and vitality that pulse beneath. When we speak about becoming more attractive, we often overlook a fundamental truth. Your physical and mental well-being create the energetic foundation from which all other qualities flow. This is not simply a matter of aesthetics. It is about how fully you inhabit your body and mind, how deeply you engage with your life, and how much positive energy you radiate into the world. From a psychological perspective, well-being influences how you feel about yourself, and that feeling is tangible to others. When your body is nourished, your mind is clear, and your emotions are balanced. You carry an invisible aura of vitality and calm confidence. This inner state permeates your presence, making you magnetic in ways that no external adornment can replicate. Physiologically, the benefits of prioritizing physical health are undeniable. Exercise, for example, isn't just about sculpting muscles or losing weight. It releases endorphins, natural mood elevators, and reduces cortisol, the hormone associated with stress. This biochemical shift creates a state of well-being that makes you more resilient to life's challenges and more pleasant to be around. Regular movement also improves posture, breath control, and energy levels, all factors that subtly enhance your attractiveness by signaling strength and vitality. Nutrition plays an equally crucial role. What you feed your body becomes the raw material for your energy, your skin's glow, your cognitive sharpness, and even your emotional balance. Eating with mindfulness and respect for your body's needs supports a stable mood and sustained energy. It's not about dieting or restriction, it's about nourishing your body in a way that empowers you to engage fully with your life. Mental well-being, often overlooked in conversations about attractiveness, is equally vital. Our minds are the command centers of our emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. When mental health is neglected, it seeps into every interaction through anxiety, irritability, or withdrawal. Conversely, cultivating mental balance fosters emotional stability, empathy, and openness, qualities that deepen connection and attraction. Philosophically, this ties into the concept of self-mastery found in Stoicism and other ancient traditions. The idea isn't to control every aspect of life, but to steward your body and mind with care and intentionality. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of tending to your internal state as the foundation for a good life. When you master your well-being, you become less reactive, more present, and more aligned with your authentic self. This authenticity is at the heart of true attractiveness. Stress management is another critical dimension. Chronic stress distorts your physiology and psychology, dulling your energy and clouding your presence. Developing habits such as mindfulness, meditation, or simple breathing exercises can restore balance and foster a calm yet alert demeanor. This kind of centeredness is deeply attractive because it suggests emotional strength and resilience, qualities that inspire trust and admiration. Importantly, prioritizing well-being is not a selfish act but a form of respect for yourself and others. When you show up healthy and balanced, you are better equipped to engage meaningfully with the people around you. You have more to give: energy, attention, and presence. This generosity of spirit naturally enhances your attractiveness because at its core, attraction is about connection, and connection thrives on vitality and presence. In practice, this means integrating habits that nurture your body and mind into your daily life. It could be as simple as committing to regular physical activity, choosing nourishing foods, prioritizing restful sleep, and cultivating mental rest through reflection or meditation. These habits build resilience and generate the kind of energy that draws others in. This holistic approach acknowledges that attractiveness isn't a fixed trait, but a dynamic process. Your well-being fluctuates, and so does your radiance. The key is to develop a sustained commitment to nurturing yourself, not for perfection, but for vitality. It's about showing up fully alive in your body and mind, day after day.